Hello, my darlings. Welcome to another amazing episode of Becoming Abundant podcast with your host, Anna Maria Jinga. Happy Thursday, because I know you're listening to this on a Thursday, even though I'm recording not on a Thursday. I'm so happy to spend a little bit more time with you guys here. Always happy to see how much our community is growing, how much you get to share all of the insights that you're learning from the episodes and the posts as well. So, this is the best time for you. If you do not follow the Instagram account yet, there's a lot more content there. I'm going to begin actually starting next week a whole new series of talks, short talks, and presentations and ideas. So, if you're not following me over on Instagram, my handle there is the Becoming Abundant Community. My personal handle is also not the, without the, just I am Anna Jinga. I would be super happy to have you guys there as well, just because yes, the community here on the podcast is fantastic and we get to do so much together and learn so much together. But I go even deeper in my Instagram, in the stories, in the reels that I create. I get to share a lot more products that I'm creating, a lot more insights. I'm putting together some fun new things happening this summer for us because God and growth never stop. And I'm very happy to have you tag along in this whole journey. So, come join me. Come join the community. My darlings, I have one of the best talks of my life today. Maybe it's not one of the best talks, but I have heard something this week and it made me think so much how we are to a certain degree programmed to fear truth. And actually it came from an acquaintance of mine. And she said, I don't know if I want to hear truth because what if it's something bad? Because truth sometimes, most of the time, hurts. And I was like, okay, great, tell me more. And she went on to explain that every time she would ask someone for the truth, it would be because it's either she was deceived or cheated on or had certain problems going on or someone was going through something negative. So every time she would ask for the truth, she would get something bad. So, can you imagine the programming that goes on in the mind when every time you want to see clear, you get something that's hurting you? You don't want to see clear anymore. You want to step back from that. And I thought I need to talk about this. So, here I am talking about this. Imagine the brain as a sponge, maybe even as a memory foam. But no, let's go with the brain as a sponge. And every time you have something bad happening to you, the sponge gets a little bit eroded. And when that erosion becomes more familiar, whenever you have something bad happening to you, you go to that erosion in the brain. You go to the similar path, the same path that you're always walking down. But what if at the beginning of that path, you ask for something good, something clear, something more information so that you feel more in control, more informed, more aware, grow a little more, get closer to what you would need. And the moment you ask that, something bad is happening. So you see how every time you would ask something good, you would expect something bad? Think of that somewhere in your life where you have maybe been programmed to expect something bad when you're asking for something good. Now I want to circle this to God's truth. You know how my friend was saying that every time she would ask for truth, she would get something bad. When you ask for God's truth, it's neither bad nor good. It is what it is. It is true clarity. It's like your whole life you've been seeing through a veil and you ask for truth and the veil is being lifted up. You see the good, you see the bad, you see the gray areas, you see the bliss you see, the pain, you see everything. The truth is clarity. But you're so used to seeing just negative when you ask for the truth, so that when you do lift up the veil, your eyesight is not tuned in to see everything, it's just tuned in to see the negative. So that's why I really believe this. People that come to God to ask for truth need also to unschool themselves. I have this idea that I've heard in the homeschooling community that if you've had kids going to school, to public school, private school, whatever kind of school, in a community, usual school in a community, and then you pull them out of that and bring them to homeschool, first 3 to 6 months, you need to help them completely unschool themselves from the programming and the trainings that they were used to. Sit down, shut up, don't talk, don't question, listen here, follow only what I say, don't think for yourself, raise your hand to be spoken to answer. Those are the things. So when we think of wanting to see God's truth, wanting to see the reality of something, you need to be able to first unschool yourself, unlearn the pattern, unlearn the lessons that have been eroding your sponge in order to see the whole perspective. Because when you ask for God to show you the truth and you're so used to seeing the negative, maybe you'll see 1 to 2% of the positives, and then there's a lot of negative coming on because you're used to looking at that. You're not easily looking around you at also the positives, also the abundance, the abilities, the spaces that can prosper. So I actually have a very fun exercise for you guys. Think in the past of a moment when you asked for truth. What happened after? Did you get hurt? Did you find out something horrible? Or was it a good kind of experience? Go back to that moment and see what's going on. See how your interior, inside of you, your emotions and thoughts, how they show up. Because that's a big thing. It's gonna help you understand if you have a pattern of looking towards one thing or another, if you have a ingrained filtering that even if God lifts up your whole veil and brings on everything, you would still doubt what you're seeing. See what filters are programmed inside of your brain. Because then, if you have a tendency towards negative, towards doubting, towards victimhood, towards whatever, you would be able, if you're aware of them through this exercise, you would be able to then take it to the next level and say, okay, if I'm seeing only the negative, what are the positives that I'm missing? Make a list of the positives. Allow yourself to be super playful and open to discovering the positives of a truth that you are not ready to see. See the positives. After you find the positives, also look for and ask yourself, what else am I missing? Because I can tell you for a fact that 9 times out of 10, we are missing things just because we don't ask ourselves, hey, am I missing something here? You need to tell the brain what to do. The brain is just programmed, factory program of the brain is to keep you safe. That's it. The factory program of the brain when we're born is to keep ourselves safe. It's not formed factory. From the factory, it's not formed to be super supportive of you and talk kindly to you and whisper gentle guidance. No, those are all skills and muscles and modules that you get to upgrade the brain in. Your thoughts are there to help you, but they are also there to hinder you. Because if you are not the master of your thoughts, you become mastered by your thoughts. Same with emotions. Your emotions are there to help you understand life better. But if you are not mastering your emotions, controlling your emotions, being the guiding force behind the emotions, you're going to be led by your emotions all day, every day. You're going to be manipulated by your emotions. You're going to be led astray by your emotions. You will be mastered by your emotions. You will be a subject of your emotions. You would not be able to control them, to master them, to lead them if you do not know how to handle them. So, my loves, with this idea of the truth that you want to see might not be the full truth that is there, what are you able, what are you ready even to do to take on more of the responsibility to lifting up the veil, unschooling the programming, and allowing yourself to really see the full truth of your situation? Not just what you want to choose to see, but everything. From the outside in, from the inside out. The whole environment, your responsibility in some of the things that are going on, others' responsibilities and lack thereof responsibilities for what is going on in the environment, and see what that can bring to you. Because as I said at the beginning of our episode today, God and growth are never ending. This is a chance to grow. This is a chance to help yourself fine tune to hear God better, fine tune to be able to grow better, to become a better version of yourself moving forward. And you get to do it because this is why we're here, to bring freedom to your mind, to bring freedom to your heart, and control of yourself back into your own hands. So, my loves, thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm really excited to see how this perspective is helping you move forward, maybe even manage certain situations that are going on. And let me know either in the comments of this podcast or on social media in DMs or emails. My email is always open to your comments. It's info@becomingabundant.net. I'm always happy to read your messages, to answer back, to support you in your growth as well. Thank you again so much for tuning in. And thank you, super thank you, for sharing this episode with someone that needs the guidance as well. Now, until next week, my loves, have fun scrambling all of this into your brain. And I love you. Thank you. And have a fantastic week.